Greetings, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thank you for logging on. Today, we discuss the proper usage and care of your FP Journe Octa Lune. This is an automatic timepiece with a chronometric power reserve of 120 hours. In truth, the watch can run longer, almost 2 days beyond 120, but FP Journe rates the watch as precise for 120 hours. Therefore, that is the stated power reserve. Keep in mind, at extremity, the watch can run longer. There are 3 ways to wind the watch. The first is to take the crown in its first position flush to the case and wind it in a clockwise direction. Keep in mind that should the watch be entirely stopped, approximately 36 turns will be required to sufficiently start the escapement and the beat of the balance, as well as provide a buffer for the watch to take over and wind itself. This is the second means by which the watch can be wound. On the wrist, kinetic action, in conjunction with the case-back mass, will ensure that the timepiece continuously re-energizes itself. Finally, the timepiece can be placed on a watch winder device, and should this be decided desirable, you will set the watch to turn counterclockwise as viewed from the dial side, which would be clockwise as viewed from the case-back side. Set it to turn 274 revolutions per 24 hours. Now, there are several important subsidiary setting methods with which you can set your watch to the correct time, date, as well as moon phase. The most basic setting mode is setting of hours and minutes. Pull the crown out 2/10 from its flush position and then turn in a counterclockwise direction. Look up an accurate online reference such as an atomic clock set to your time zone, and you will set the watch to the correct hour, and then generally you will set the watch as closely as possible to coincide with the turn of the minute. Though the watch does not feature stop seconds, you can easily apply slight back pressure to stop the seconds hand and thus synchronize to a reference time. It's best to apply the slight back pressure as your reference time approaches 60 seconds, and at that point, use back pressure to keep the seconds hand anchored at 60, releasing when your reference time coincides perfectly hour, minute, and second. You will also note that the timepiece features 2 subsidiary displays, the date and a moon phase. What you're looking at is a new moon, and the best way to set a moon phase is to set a new moon, that is no visible moon, and then look up the current age of the moon using an online chart, and at that point, look at the number of days from new moon, and then if you wish to set both in conjunction, date and moon, turn counterclockwise, or if you wish to set just the moon phase, turn in a clockwise direction, and you turn and step the moon the same number of jumps that correspond to the age of the moon as seen in your online moon phase. Now, once you've set the date and the moon phase to coincide so both are correct as seen, then you turn counterclockwise, and you can always reset the date and keep the moon properly synced to the date. The timepiece will face 3 principal hazards in your care: water, magnetism, and shock. Let's discuss water. Water is ubiquitous, and water poses a grave threat to the performance of the mechanism itself, as well as the aesthetic condition of your dial and movement. Keep the crown flush to the case. The watch is water resistant to 30 meters, which is sufficiently protected from splash or inadvertent rain exposure. The timepiece should never be used for diving or deep submergence aquatic activities. Moreover, leather, as featured on the strap, is a porous natural material and should never be exposed to moisture. You will note that the strap can be removed using pull tabs on the underside of the spring bars. Water, moreover, can ingress into a watch that has not been water tested on a regular basis, even if factory rated to withstand splashes, because over time, seals and lubricants used to protect the watch will age and degrade. Therefore, FP Journe recommends having an annual water test to ensure that the watch still meets its factory rated 30 meter or 3 ATM hermeticity. Finally, you can help avoid accidental drownings of your watch. Always keep the crown flush to the case, not just while the watch is in water, but while there is water on the case or any moisture whatsoever. Disuse the winding and setting functions of the crown while the watch is wet. And should the watch come in contact with water containing large amounts of chemical solvents or purifiers such as chlorine, or should the watch come in contact with seawater, rinse with clean fresh water and then dry thoroughly. Magnetism is a significant threat to your watch because it is unseen and it's everywhere. It's in high-powered electronic devices. Static magnets is featured in wallet closures, purses, refrigerator doors, speakers, and subwoofers. Magnetism will cause your watch to run erratically, either very fast or very slowly. If you suspect, due to erratic running or poor timekeeping, that your watch may have become magnetized, take it to an authorized FP Journe service center where specialized equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize your watch. It's also important to note that whereas magnetism can be cured relatively quickly with special equipment, concussion or shock can pose more serious damage and hazards to your watch. It can break crystals, it can pop crystals out, it can damage seals, it can even harm the timing of your watch or stop the movement altogether. So disuse the watch during concussive activities such as batting, tennis, or golf, the riding of ATVs or mountain bikes, as well as firearms marksmanship. Finally, every fine mechanical watch requires a complete service per FP Journe at least once every 4 years. Perform these exclusively at FP Journe authorized service centers or the factory itself, where trained personnel, specialized tools, and factory replacement parts are available to protect the value of your watch as both instrument and as investment. Moreover, these agencies are able to back all labor and parts invested with an FP Journe factory service warranty. Finally, FP Journe timepieces are warranted for 2 years when purchased at authorized dealers. But if registered with FP Journe within 30 days of purchase, the watch's warranty can be extended 1 additional year. Visit our website at govbergwatches.com and call, text, or email our experts who will be happy to walk you through every phase of the ownership and care of this or any FP Journe timepiece.